Jonathan Rivers, the diplomat of Earth's choosing, maintained his position with a steady, unwavering stance. A skilled negotiator, Rivers had been dispatched in the early 2140s to deliver Earth's official stance. He was a modest-looking man, gray hair, a well-worn suit, a career statesman. Yet there was a steely resolve in his gaze that no one in the galactic assembly could dismiss. At the head of the council stood Gorik, towering over 7 feet tall. His dark blue scales shimmered ominously under the chamber lights. A proud representative of the fierce Yoran race, Gorik believed physical strength was the only measure of worth in a species. To him, humanity was nothing more than a resource, one to be used or subdued. Gorik's voice thundered across the hall. Your technological world is small, limited, your numbers laughable. The Galactic Council has reviewed your application for membership. And we laughed. A ripple of amusement passed through the crowd as Gorik paused, relishing the mockery. Rivers didn't flinch. He waited, calm, watching. Gorik leaned forward, grinning wide to reveal rows of pointed, gleaming teeth. However, he hissed, we are willing to offer Earth a place in the Council, under protection. Of course, protection comes at a cost, wealth, resources, and a portion of your conscripted population. A fair exchange for peace and security. Do you agree? Rivers took a slow breath. He let the weight of Gorik's demand hang in the air. Then, with quiet strength, he replied, Earth does not seek protection. Nor shall we bow to any authority that exerts dominance over us. We wish to become allies, equal members of the Council. If that is unacceptable, withdraw our request. Gorik's expression darkened. Around him, whispers stirred. The air shifted. Equality? Gorik spat. You dare speak of equality? You are barely sentient, human. Do you even comprehend what you defy? This offer is mercy, not duty. Rivers remained unmoved. We comprehend enough, he answered, to know that autonomy is not granted by mercy. It is claimed by choice. Humanity has fought for its freedom before, and we will do so again. A hush fell over the chamber. Disbelief and irritation flickered across Gorik's face. He raised a hand. You do not understand the consequences, Mr. Rivers, he warned. Refusing our terms is not an option. If Earth does not comply, we will take what we want by force. Rivers blinked once. A flicker of regret crossed his face, then vanished. He straightened, his hands clasped behind his back. If that is what the Council wants, Earth has no choice but to defend itself. We will not yield to threats. Laughter returned, louder this time. Gorik leaned forward as if studying a bug under glass. Your bravery is admirable, he said coldly, but misplaced. You will fall, as others before you have. When Earth is gone, you will be nothing but a memory. Rivers answered without missing a beat. Then history will remember us as the species who stood against tyranny, who chose defiance over surrender. Even in annihilation, we will remain free. A cold silence swept the chamber. Gorik's amusement twisted into fury. His voice dropped to a lethal whisper. You've made your choice. Earth will pay for this foolishness. Rivers bowed his head, a quick nod of respect. He turned and walked out of the chamber, not once looking back, even as angry voices rose behind him. Every step echoed with quiet purpose. His mind was already racing. Just as he reached the exit, a voice stopped him. A young council member, one who had not laughed, called out, Do you truly believe Earth can survive this? Rivers paused. He looked over his shoulder. His voice was low and certain. Survival isn't about belief. It's about resolve. And then he was gone. In his travel pod, Jonathan Rivers sat alone, gazing out at the stars and infinite oceans separating Earth from the rest of the galaxy, a chasm forged by pride, by principle, by humanity's refusal to submit. As the pod approached Earth's orbiting station, Rivers braced himself. He knew what awaited him: doubt, fear, urgent mobilization. But he also knew this: humanity's strength had never come from numbers or machines. It came from will. Waiting for him at the station's control center was General Micah Jones, Earth's highest-ranking military officer, a tall, formidable figure in his late 50s, a war hero. a man who had stared down every threat to Earth with unshakable grit. "I take it the Council didn't take our answer well," Jones said as Rivers exited the pod. Rivers ran a hand through his hair. "They wanted tribute, resources, obedience. When we refused, they declared war. I think they expected us to surrender immediately." Jones' face darkened. "Then they've gravely miscalculated." Rivers nodded. "That's what I told them." Jones turned to his console. Reports flashed, troop movements, fleet activity alerts. "Our satellites picked up multiple Council fleets," he said grimly, "mobilizing in nearby systems. They'll be in range within days." Rivers inhaled slowly. "They see us as weak, unprepared, but what they don't understand is that we've been preparing for this moment for years." Jones nodded. "Then it's time they learned." They moved to the central command space where strategists awaited. Holographic maps glowed showing Earth's forces, the approach vectors of the Council fleets. Rivers addressed the room. "Ladies and gentlemen, the Galactic Council has declared Earth an enemy. They expect us to kneel, to surrender, but we will not. We will not yield a single inch to those who would enslave us." A murmur of agreement swept through the command. "We've prepared for this. Every ship is armed, every platform is manned, and every soldier is ready. The Council believes we are powerless. Let's show them how wrong they are." Emergency. Sirens echoed across the orbiting station. Ships launched. Troops mobilized. Final checks were completed. All of Earth's might gathered, every weapon, every hardened veteran, every defender ready for the greatest battle in human history. As the final preparations began, Rivers and Jones stood in silence, shoulder to shoulder. Rivers broke the stillness. "Micah, is this the war you signed up for?" Jones met his gaze. "I didn't sign up to fight small wars. I fight to protect Earth, even if it means going up against the galaxy." Rivers let out a faint smile. "You always believed we could win." Jones shook his head. "No, I believed we could survive. There's a difference, and sometimes survival is all that matters." An officer rushed over. "Sir, the Council Vanguard has entered the system. Estimated strike in 12 hours. Jones straightened. "Let's welcome them. They won't forget what comes next." Rivers turned to him. "This isn't just about defense anymore. It's about who we are. The Council must understand we are not prey. We are not a resource to be exploited." Jones nodded solemnly. "They may have the numbers, the firepower, the pride, but they made one critical mistake. They underestimated us," Rivers finished. "Let's make sure," Jones said, "they never do that again." They shook hands. A silent vow passed between them. This would be a war unlike any before, against an enemy greater than anything Earth had ever faced, but they would fight together because freedom was worth it. And as the stars hung cold and distant in the void, the first countdown to battle began. Rivers looked up. "Let them come," he whispered. The room fell silent. They all knew this was humanity's moment. Power is an active force intended to shatter the resolution of humanity before the actual fight even begins. Yet General Micah Jones was in his command post, ready. Inside the USS Heroic, Earth's most advanced battleship, he observed the approaching swarm with the measured serenity of an experienced tactician. His eyes never left the screen that tracked each Council ship, each blinking symbol representing a container full of adversary forces. Jones's voice was a calm, anchoring presence as he gave directives to the Earth Defense Fleet's captains, building up every unit with a voice both assuring and commanding. "Target their advance and engage on my mark. Hold the lines. Keep them at bay. This is not a battle for survival. This is a battle for our rights." Around him, the bridge crew moved with practiced precision. Lieutenant Thompson Bell, his second in command, stood at the targeting console. Anxious yet brave, his hands fluttered across the dials, coordinating with other vessels. Bell had stood beside Jones in countless clashes. His sharp gaze caught every movement on the tactical display. "Enemy ships are moving faster than expected," he murmured. "They're slicing through our left flank. Position B?" Jones's tone remained steady. "Then we strike where they least expect. Order the vanguard and archer to break formation. Turn and flank them. Suppressing fire blanketed their approach. Let's see if the Council's so-called invincible fleet can handle humanity. The ship launched into ambush. Earth's fleet moved in cohesion, guided by experience. A sleek, armed warship broke from formation, firing laser volleys. Explosions from missile barges and kinetic cannons lit up the void, striking Council ships with unrelenting force. Some vessels exploded outright, turning into burning wrecks beneath the sheer ferocity of Earth's counterattack. The Council, once expecting immediate victory, faltered. All ships advance, Jones ordered. Push them back. Make them understand what it means to provoke humanity. The Earth fleet surged forward, forcing the alien invaders into a desperate retreat. Human ships tore through the void, striking with accuracy born of desperation and determination. Each pilot, each gunner, each soldier, they fought for home. For life, for liberty, on the Council warship? Commander Zarn stared in disbelief, a veteran of dozens of campaigns. Even he had not foreseen this intensity. Humanity, once dismissed, now pushed his forces to the brink. Are they breaching our defenses? One of his officers whispered. Zarn gritted his teeth. Regroup. Reinforce the forward position. These backwater creatures are too strong. But before he could react, another human vessel ripped through his flank, weapons blazing. Zarn's eyes widened. The truth hit hard. These people weren't prey. They were predators. Back aboard the USS Heroic, General Jones felt a flicker of satisfaction. Earth's fleet held strong. Council troops were struggling, but he knew better than to celebrate early. General, Bell called out, "We're detecting energy surges from their lead ships. They're preparing a major assault." Jones nodded. Target their front with concentrated fire.